Hello and welcome to all of you. In this video we are going to discuss about the paper of Business Mathematics and Statistics 2011 Punjab University for BCOM 1. And now first question is that obtain mean, median and coefficient of variation for the following data. So data is given here, classes and frequencies. So as you are seeing that upper limit of first class and lower limit of second class both are equal, so there is no need to take the class boundaries. पहले भी मैं आपसे ये बात डिस्कस कर चुका हूँ कि नॉर्मली तीन चीज़ें फर्दर कैलकुलेशन से पहले हमें देखनी होती हैं। क्लास बाउंड्रीज़ की ज़रूरत तो नहीं है, अगर तो मीडियन, क्वार्टाइल, डिसाइल्स या परसेंटाइल्स हमने कैलकुलेट करने या मोड कैलकुलेट करना है तो क्लास बाउंड्री ज़रूरी होती है। सेकंड इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज़ क्लास मार्क just simply add up these two class boundaries and divide the result by 2. So 17.5 plus 12.5 divided by 2 equals to 15, and just add up the h in the next subsequent values. So what is the h? H is the difference of the class limit. So 12.5 and 17.5, there is a difference of 5. So just add up 5 into the class mark for the next class mark. So 15 plus 5 20 plus 5 25 and so on. The third important thing is to calculate the cumulative frequency. So first frequency is 2, just add up next frequency into sum of previous cumulative frequency. So 2 plus 22 24 plus 19 43 plus 14 57 and so on. And if last cumulative frequency is equals to the sum of f, then it means that your calculated class cumulative frequencies are correct. Now next two important calculations are needed for these formulas. One is the product of f and x. So simply multiply the f with its respective x. So sum of fx is 2005, and next important thing is the fx square, f multiplied by x square. You can calculate it very simply, just simply multiply fx with x, it is equals to fx square. Or alternatively, you can take the square of x and then multiply with f. I think it is a lengthy process, so just simply fx multiplied by x is equals to fx square. So fx square is 61475. Now we move to the calculation. First is mean. Mean is equals to sum of fx divided by sum of f. So 2005 divided by 72 is equals to 27.84. So 27.84 is the mean. After that we go to the calculation for median, but for the calculation of median, first of all we should select the model class for median. And how can we select the model class? Just simply calculate this n by 2. N is equals to sum of f, so sum of f by 2 will be equals to 36. So 36 falls in the cumulative frequency of 43. So 43 43. So it will be your model class. So L will be 22.5, which is lower class boundary, plus h divided by f. H is the difference of x values, that is 5, and f is the relevant frequency, that is 19. N by 2 we already calculated, that n by 2 is 36. And what is C? C is the cumulative frequency, which is the cumulative frequency which is before the cumulative frequency of the model class. So 24 is the C. If after calculation of n by 2, if result is 43, then we can take the C as 43, but because n by 2 is 36 and it falls in the 43 cumulative frequency, and these both are not equal, so we should take C, which is before the cumulative frequency of the model class. So after putting the data into the formula and after solving, median will be 25.65. Coefficient of variation is equals to standard deviation divided by mean multiplied by 100. So first of all, we will have to calculate the standard deviation. Lot of time we already calculated standard deviation. Formula is given here. Besides this, lot of formulas for standard deviation are here, but I think it is simplest formula. So just simply put up all the values into this formula, and standard deviation will be 8.85, and simply 8.85 divided by 27.84 multiplied by 100, so coefficient of variation is 31.79%. Second question is that calculate coefficient of correlation and also the line of regression of y on x. Lot of time we already calculated this question in previous papers, so once again you can see the calculation. So we need 5 different calculations. I reminded you many times that in correlation and regression, simple regression, we normally use 5 calculations. So x, y, xy, x square and y square, and all the sums are given here. Sum of x is 110, sum of y 121, sum of xy 1302, sum of x square 1210, and sum of y square is 1489. So first important step is to calculate the mean of x and mean of y. So mean of x is 10 and mean of y is 11. And after that, second important step is to calculate the standard deviation both for x and y. So formulas are given here. After putting the data into the formula, standard deviation of x is 3.162 and standard deviation of y is equals to 3.789. Now we come to the formula for correlation coefficient. So sum of xy over n minus mean of x multiplied by mean of y divided by standard deviation of x multiplied by standard deviation of y. And just after putting the values into this formula, correlation coefficient is 0.6981. That indicates the positive relationship between x and y. After that, second part of the question, that regression line y on x, that is equals to y hat equals to alpha plus beta x, in which beta y on x means that y variable depends on x variable, and that is a measure of strength of relationship between x and y. So if y depends on x, so it is equals to correlation coefficient multiplied by standard deviation of y divided by standard deviation of x. After putting the values into this formula, beta y on x is 0.8365 and alpha will be equals to y bar minus beta x bar. It is the simplest way and easiest way to calculate the alpha, that is intercept. Y bar is 11, it means mean of y, minus beta y on x, that is 0.8365, and mean of x is 10. So after solving it, it is 2.635. So regression line a alpha plus beta x or a plus bx is equals to 2.635 plus 0.8365 x. Question number 3, I think it is about the sampling. A population consists of 6 numbers 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 and 18. Consider all possible samples of size 3 numbers which can be drawn without replacement. From this population, find the mean of the population, the standard deviation of the population, the mean of the sampling distribution of the means, and the standard error, etc. So I think this question is repeated in previous papers. Either in the paper of Punjab University or Slved University, it also appeared and we already solved this question. So we just simply convert 3 different phases for this question. Number 1 is the calculation of sample statistic, and as you are seeing here that first of all we are going to take population size, sample size, without replacement. Sample size can be calculated through combination method, and after that we just make the samples for this. All possible samples are 20, so these are all possible samples. Those are indicated in previous slide. After that we just take the sum of each sample, and after that we just take the mean of each sample, and after that we are going to make the frequency distribution for this mean of samples. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, and just place the relevant frequency in front of each mean, and fx bar and fx bar square, and after that we just put these sums into the formulas of sample statistic. First one is the mean, second one is the variance, and third one is the standard deviation. In the question only two things are asked, one is mean and second is I think standard deviation, but we here we are going to solve complete questions. So these three are sample statistic. One is mean, second is variance, and third one is standard deviation. Now in the second part we calculate the population parameters. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, sum of x is 63, x square which is needed here, so it is equals to 819. So after putting the values into the formula for population parameters, so mean of population is 10.5, variance of population 26.25, and standard deviation of population is 5.12, and at the last step, in the third step, we just we are going to verify both sample statistic and population parameter. So in first case, sample mean is always equals to population mean, as you are seeing here that sample mean was 10.5 and population mean is also 10.5. After that, sample variance is equals to population variance divided by sample size multiply with population size minus sample size divided by population size minus 1, and result is here in front of you, 5.25 equals to 5.25, and third verification is the standard deviation which is given here. Question number 4 is the following data gives the prices and quantities of various commodities for the year 1995 and 2002, and calculate weighted index number of prices for the year 2002 by taking the year 1995 as base year and using formulae recommended by Slved, Pastures, Fisher and Marshall. So these are four famous formulas for weighted index number. Besides this, there are other formulas, but these four are mostly used. So as lot of time I told you that we need just 4 calculations: sum of P0 Q0, P0 Q1, P1 Q0 and P1 Q1. So first year is the base year, so price of base year is considered as P0, quantity of base year as considered as Q0, and price of current year is considered as P1, and quantity of current year as considered as Q1. All these are indicated here. So after that, it is very simple to understand and calculate that P0 Q0. What it means, that we simply going to multiply P0 with Q0. So 270 multiplied by 60 and 125 multiplied by 40, 130 multiplied by 20. Similarly, P0 Q1, 60 multiplied by 290, 140 multiplied by 40, 140 multiplied by 20. Similarly, we can calculate P1 Q0 and P1 Q0, P1 Q1, and after taking the sums, as you are seeing here, that sum of P0 Q0 38650, P0 Q1 45050, P1 Q0 49375 and P1 Q1 57500. So now we are going to just put into the formulas for Slved, Pastures, Fisher and Marshall. So here are the formulas: sum of P1 Q0 divided by sum of P0 Q0 multiplied by 100. After putting the values and solving 128.52 is the Lespez index, which is indicating 28.52 inflation, percent inflation with respect to base year. Purchase index, sum of P1 Q1 divided by sum of P0 Q1 multiplied by 100. After putting the values into the formula, it is indicating that there is 27.63% inflation in the current year with respect to base year. After that, in Fisher ideal index, formula is given here. Another simple method that you can just simply multiply these two Lespez and Purchase answers and take the under root. That will also be equals to Fisher ideal index. So, but here is the formula. It is on you if you follow this formula or just simply multiply these two and take the under root. Fisher ideal index is 127.68 and Marshall-Edgeworth index is just the sum of these two, Lespez index and Purchase index. So Fisher, you need to remember these two formulas, I think, because Fisher ideal index is just the product and taking under root of these two, and Marshall is just the sum of these two and division and multiply by 100. So Marshall-Edgeworth index is 127.68. Question number 5, that if A matrix is this and B matrix is this, calculate A minus 3B and AB. So first of all, we simply multiply the B matrix with 3. So minus 2 multiplied by 3, 5 multiplied by 3, 4 multiplied by 3, 0 multiplied by 3 and so on, and this is given here. After that, we just subtract A matrix and 3B matrix. So 1 minus 6, which becomes 1 plus 6, 3 minus 15, 2 minus 12, 3 minus 0, 2 minus 9, 0 minus 15, which will become 0 plus 15, and 4 minus 3, which will become 4 plus 3, 5 minus 12, and 6 minus 6, and finally A minus 3B will be equals to this. After that, AB, product of AB, so simply first row multiplied by first column, first row multiplied by second column, first row multiplied by third column, and these multiplications are given here. After that, we are going to just change the row. So second row multiplied by first column, second row multiplied by second column, and second row multiplied by third column. Calculation is given here. And after that, third row multiplied by first and second and third column, that is given here. So finally, product of AB is equals to minus 422 minus 7 minus 621 2 minus 1459 and 3. Question number 6, part A, solve the following: x square plus 5x equals to 50. Very simple and easy question that we can apply here quadratic formula. A is, first of all, we are going to arrange this equation. This 50, when it goes to the other side of the equation, it will become minus 50. So A will become 1, B will become 5, and C will become minus 50. So just put up the values into the quadratic formula, and finally you can calculate x, that will be 5 and minus 10. B part, that sum of the two consecutive even integers is 66. Find the numbers. So if we assume that first integer is 2x plus 2 and second integer is 2x plus 4, and the result is equals to 66. So 2x plus 2x, 4x plus 2 plus 4, 6 equals to 66. Finally, x will be equals to 15. And now put the values in the first integer, that is 2x plus 2. First integer will be 32, and after that we put the value of x into the second integer, that is 2x plus 4. So 2x plus 4 will be equals to 30 plus 4 equals to 34, and you can also prove it that it will become 32 plus 34. Question number 7, part A, the 54th and 4th term of an arithmetic progression are minus 61 and 64 respectively. Show that the common difference is minus 2.5 and 23rd term is 16.5. We already solved this question in the previous paper. you can see that video, but solution is also given here. You can see here that first of all 54th term is 61 and 4th term is 64. Here it is not A, but you can say that it is an alpha. So 54th term is minus 61 and 4th term is 64. So formula for difference, as we lot of time we already discussed that it is equals to alpha n equals to alpha 1 plus n minus 1 d. So first of all we will solve it for 54 term. So an will be 54 alpha 54 equals to alpha 1 plus 54 minus 1 d, and 54 term is minus 61 equals to alpha 1 plus 53 d, and that will be equation number 1. Now once again we will apply this equation once more time for 4th term. So alpha 4 equals to alpha 1 plus 4 minus 1d, and 4th term is 64 equals to alpha 1 plus 3d, and that is second equation. Now solve it simultaneously, change the sign, and it will plus alpha 1 will be cancelled with minus alpha 1, and remaining will be minus 61 minus 64 will be equals to minus 125, and 53 d minus 3d will become 50d, and finally d will be equals to minus 2.5. And now we will find the value of alpha 1 by putting the value of d in any equation. So here I took second equation with the 4th term, that is 64 equals to alpha 1 plus 3d, and 64 equals to alpha 1 plus 3, and difference is minus 2.5, and finally alpha 1 will be 71.5. So hence alpha 23 equals to alpha 1. Now in the third step we are going to calculate the 23rd term. So alpha 1 plus 23 minus 1d, alpha 23 we are going to find it equals to alpha 1 equals to 71.5 plus 23 minus 1 22, and d is minus 2.5. So the 23rd term is 16.5. B part is that show that the sum of the series 0.53 plus 0.0053 plus 0.000053 to infinity is 53.99. So solution is given here. Sum of infinity is equals to alpha n equals to 1 minus r, where alpha 1 equals to 0.53 and r will be equals to 0.00. So here is the formula for infinity. Just put up the values into this formula and solve it. That will be equals to 53 by 99. Question number 8, part A. A property changed hands 3 times and at each time the loss to the seller was 10%. I think this question is already discussed and solved in the previous paper, either 28, 9 or 10. If in the last transaction the loss was rupees 202.50, find out the original value of the property. So first of all, if we assume, because we don't know about the original price of the property, so if we assume that the original price was 100, so 10% loss on first selling will be 10. 100 multiplied by 0.10, that will be 10. So remaining value after first transaction will be 90. After that, on the second transaction there is also 10% loss. So 90 multiplied by 0.10 is 9. So after subtracting this loss, 90 minus 9, remaining value will be 81, and we repeat this step one more time, and remaining value will be 72.9. Here we will apply that what is the transaction loss, that is 202.50 multiplied by 100 divided by 8.10. So the result will be equals to 2500. 8.10 is the last loss. So after that, after putting the values into this formula, total original price will be 2500. The difference between the simple and compound interest on a certain sum is rupees 31 for 3 years at 10% per annum. Find out the sum. This question is already discussed, that first of all we take the assumed value, that is 100 principal amount, and is 3 years, interest rate is 5%, and difference is 61. First of all, in 2 steps we calculate simple interest with assumed principal amount and compound interest with assumed principal amount. After that we just take the difference of 2 different interest rates, 2 different interest concepts, simple and compound. Under simple interest is 30, under compound interest is 33.1. so what is the difference between these two? 3.1. Now we apply the formula which we already applied in the previous question, that 100 multiply by what is the difference which is given in the question, 31. 100 multiplied by 31 divided by the difference which is calculated here, 3.1. so result is 1000. So sum in simple interest equals to principal amount plus simple interest, it is equal to future value, so that is equals to 1030, and sum in compound interest equals to principal amount plus compound interest, that is 1033.1. so it is the difference, as you can see, that between these two. So thank you very much. It was the paper of 2011 of Punjab University. Soon I will come with other papers. Just practice these papers and stay safe and stay blessed and take care of yourself and the persons around you. Thank you.